Gamers are sick and tired of modern audience character designs, and that's why we're looking to other markets, Chinese developers, Japanese developers, and most importantly, Korean. They're giving us games like Stellar Blade, The First Descendant, Black Desert Online, and now, of course, we have the full release of the brand new Nier Automata collab DLC, and everybody is loving it. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. I absolutely love seeing sexy, strong female characters in my entertainment. I think it is beautiful to highlight femininity at its peak, and character designs like Eve's, for example, really are the ones that I personally think are the best. I don't want to see a character design in a game like Concord or Flintlock The Siege of Dawn or the new modernized Harley Quinn and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I want to see characters who are at their peak, right? That are the strongest, who are the sexiest, who are the curviest. I think that that is really awesome. And while these people who don't actually play video games are going to complain about new and improved sexy Eve, gamers are praising Shift Up and all of the additions with the newest update. They added the photo mode feature finally. We've been asking for that since release. There's the photo challenge requests that have been added. There are 4 new outfits: the 4 seconds black denim, the everyday wear, the Neuralink skin, and the war dress. There's a new accessory. There is lip syncing support for 6 additional voiceover languages. There's various bug fixes. I mean, this is a fantastic update filled to the brim with new additional content. I mean, it's not like a full expansion. It's not like there's new bosses or new quests or anything, but it's still great to see a game being updated with features and content that people have been asking for since release, and nobody seems to be holding back in their love for this. We can finally say that Shift Up has managed to release their biggest asset in the AAA market with the Stellar Blade and Nier collab. I love the fact that they are collabing with Nier. I know there's been a couple of collabs over the years with Nier Automata, but it really does fit with Eve and Stellar Blade because she's an extremely attractive character. She is kind of peak femininity. She's got a lot of very good assets, and I just think it's cool to see them actually listening to people and trying to give us new additional content that we actually want. People are, of course, showing off the camera mode and talking about how the Nier DLC outfit actually has an Easter egg where the player gets kicked for trying to look under Eve's skirt. This is really, really funny. I think that this is a cool little Easter egg. And of course, a lot of people are saying, like, that's actually sick. That's really, really cool. We're all the same in God's sight, just gooning over here, I guess. No point in buying it then. Joke's on her. I like that. Clearly honorable devs. It is only one skin. It's supposed to be comical. It's supposed to be funny. I don't really think anybody should take that too seriously. There's plenty of games that do that, like in Lollipop Chainsaw. For example, if you look under Juliet's skirt for too long, she kind of hides it and she grabs the skirt and she acts a little bit shy. This has been popular in a lot of games over the years, specifically Japanese and Korean games, because Western developers are too afraid to do things like this. You can add ways to give flair to your character that's comical and not have it be super cringy. But speaking of cringe, there are so many gamers who absolutely love Stellar Blade, and sure, the story's great, the combat's great, but it's also amazing to see an attractive character in a time where we don't get a lot of them. I mean, look at the character designs in all of the other games marketed towards modern audiences. I mean, it's a clear which way Western man. You have Eve on one side, who is peak femininity, very curvy, has a lot of good assets, but then you have characters like this where they're confused about their gender, or if they have a gender, like the tank over here at the bottom left, and even the top left, that weird alien Z, whatever their name is. You just look at these two designs and you have to ask yourself how anybody could like the Concord designs. You also have Kay Vess, who was butchered. I mean, they had a beautiful model. Humberly Gonzalez is super pretty. And then they put this in Star Wars Outlaws. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. In a time where you have people's faces basically being copy and pasted into video games like Cameron Monaghan, and then you turn around and put this into a game and you don't even acknowledge the problems with it, you know that these companies are screwed. Then, of course, you have Unknown Nine Awakening, such a sad situation. Anya Carlotta is also very beautiful, but then they put her in Unknown Nine Awakening, and Haruna's face just looks like she got ran over by a bus. It's so disappointing because while I love Stellar Blade, I want every game to have attractive characters. And sure, there are going to be times where it's part of their story that they are supposed to be ugly. They're not supposed to fall into like beauty standards within their world. It's like Brienne of Tarth in A Song of Ice and Fire. Most of the women are beautiful. She's ugly. It's part of her character story. Sure, that's fine. But when you have a character who's modeled after a woman, you're just slapping her in the face when you do not do her justice. And funny enough, just a few weeks ago, Shift Up CEO said he was following his instincts when designing sexy characters for Stellar Blade and Nikki. It's something that users like and want, but I also do it because I like it. Someone who's confident in his direction and also listening to what gamers want, because it is true. We just want to see the height of humanity. We want to see strong, masculine men, very sexy, beautiful, also strong women. I'm not saying that these characters have to be one or another, but that's how modern day writers think most of the time. And these character designers think most of the time that you can't have an intellectually curious or physically strong woman while also making her sexy, which is so sad. And I love the fact that we are, as the journos like to call it, returning to form, that we actually are seeing creatives coming up with unique designs and also collaborations that people generally like, and they're not afraid to put them in their games because they don't care if they get canceled or not. And Stellar Blade exceeded their expectations when it comes to sales. And then you have modern audience games like Star Wars Outlaws underperforming expectations, and CEOs like Yves Guillemot blaming gamers, saying our expectations are too high. But on the flip side, CEOs like Mr. Kim over at Shift Up saying, we love gamers and we just want to give them the content that they want. We want to live up to their expectations. So I, of course, will be keeping my eye on Stellar Blade still. I really hope that they release the PC port in early 2025. They have confirmed that it is coming, which is fantastic. I just want it to release, though. I may even restream the game for a third time on the channel because it's just that phenomenal. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.